Well, if there's one bottle of champagne Mark Webber's yet to enjoy, it's the bottle of champagne that the winner gets to drink. And there he is up on the podium, enjoying himself. And well he might. Australia have waited 28 years for a Grand Prix winner. Mark Webber's waited 130 races to be up there on the top step. And it was emotional listening to his release of emotion in the cockpit, wasn't it?
Well, it was. It went on a long time. That was a sort of when Harry met Sally moment, wasn't it? He definitely let it all go there, and he must be delighted. It's been a long time, as you say, and he's not much of a drinker, but I've got a funny feeling he'll be tasting some of that champagne now. Well,
he's had a good glug of it already. I dare say the team will have a few bottles that he can enjoy. It's worth talking about the way that Mark has changed actually over this weekend, because after qualifying, Eddie, we were quite surprised with his low-key reaction. I think he knew that he was going to save that for the win.
Well, we also said on air that right at the very beginning, the first qualifying, he was on the pace. The second one, the third one, he knew in his mind that this was his big moment. He grasped it with hand, even when, you know, that little incident, we'll have a look at it again, I'm sure, later on. But when he got the drive-through penalty, I agree with David, it was a little bit harsh. And I thought that was it. It was run. He's not going to be his day. And out of the blue, he pulled it out of the way. He was majestic. He was supreme. He was miles ahead of anyone else. Vettel could not live with him. No one could live with him today. He was majestic.
So Mark Webber gets his first win, but he's not the only guy in Team Webber to get that first win. Karen Pilbeam as well. Karen, you are Mark's race engineer, and your first win as well in Formula One. Tell us your emotions.
Yeah, my first win, Mark's first win. We both waited quite a long time for it, and it just feels fantastic. I just can't really put much coherent words together, but it's a good feeling. I'm hoping to do it again soon.
Well, absolutely. Did you keep calm right to the end there, or were you starting to listen out from the
mostly, yeah. You know what it's like. You've been there yourself. The last 10 laps take forever, but we haven't had any problems at all this year with the car, so I was confident we'd get to the end.
We got a little bit nervous at one point when Mark dropped some time, probably about 10 laps from the end. We thought there might be an issue. Was he just running his own race?
Just backing off, maintaining a gap. Clouds gathered a little bit for a few laps at the end, but fortunately the rain didn't come, so we got away with it.
2 races in a row now, 1-2. You're making it sort of a little bit boring, just like it was with Braun. So maybe we're in for a titanic battle for the remainder of the season. You're obviously ready for it.
We're trying to make a fight of the Constructors' Championship at least, and if we can get close on the drivers as well, that's fantastic.
I was beginning to look into an amazing finale to the season, and we're all... can't wait to get to Hungary.
Yes, we'll have a look at the constructors and drivers tables very shortly, and trust me, they're getting very close indeed. Red Bull are taking the fight to Braun, and Roger, if you can just pop that mic at your lips for a moment. This is Roger, this is Mark Webber's trainer. We've talked about the fact this is Roger's first win, Kyron's first win. What was it like for you standing on the pit wall, watching that car come round for the last lap, Roger?
Absolutely fantastic. You know, you're just waiting for the cars to come around the top corner. You just hope that nothing else goes wrong, and you're kind of holding your breath, but at the same time you want to leap out with joy and scream. But fantastic.
It looks like you're living every lap with them. We saw some shots there where you've got your fist going willing monk. Can he actually see you at that speed?
Well, yeah, you can. Yeah, I do ask him, but you know, you feel the emotions. You know, it's been you know yourself as a driver, you know, trainer. You work very close with these guys, and yeah, you feel all their emotions and you leave it with them. So you don't want to make them feel as though they're on the road. So yeah.
You're probably the guy with the closest innermost secrets to Mark Webber, and of course, particularly, you've done an amazing job because we know the injuries that he had coming into the season. So well done to you. It's a personal triumph. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Roger, delighted for you, delighted for the team. Congratulations. And let's now hear from the race winner, Mark Webber, in the drivers' press conference.
Mark, I take you back to November. You're lying on the road in Australia with a broken leg and a broken shoulder, wondering if maybe your career is now over. And here you are today, a Grand Prix winner. Tell us your emotions.
It's an incredible day for me. I wanted to win so badly. After Silverstone, I thought I had a good chance there, but after yesterday's pole position, I knew I was in a good position to try and win the race today. So the only thing in the end I thought that was going to beat me or test me even more was the rain, but even that held off. So, you know, to get the victory today, it was a little bit testing. Obviously, I lost Rubens completely off the start, and I thought he was gone a little bit to the left, so I went to the right and I banged into him. So it's not normally my style, so I feel like I've got to drive through for that. So I had to recover, and my engineer kept me quiet, calm, and I pushed as hard as I could when I needed to. So it's a great day for me. Like I say, difficult winter. Sebastian showed in winter testing what the car could do. They kept my motivation very high when I was hurting a lot with all my rehab. I've had great people around me to recover from the injuries I had. And yeah, the team have been incredibly patient with me as well. I want to thank Dietrich and Red Bull for what they did for me over the winter. everyone in Australia that has supported me on the way through, and of course there's a few people that doubted me as well, so hello to them as well. And it's just an incredible day for all the people that have helped me get to where I am.
Many congratulations, Mark. Sebastian, you had to work very hard today. Your thoughts on that and also on Mark's first Grand Prix victory?
Oh, first of all, congratulations. I think today he was unbeatable, so he was quicker than all of us, so he totally deserved to win. I'm very happy with the result. In the end, a good recovery. It was quite a bad start, and then all the cursed cars around me. I mean, I got passed by both McLaren and then even Felipe, so it was quite difficult. You know, you start fourth and you go into first corner maybe eighth or something. So, and then basically I struggled a lot with the soft tire in the first stint. I was in traffic, and you know, altogether we were 4 or 5 cars. Obviously, you know, I could have gone quite a bit quicker, but you know, no way to pass Felipe. He always used his special button when I was quite close, and therefore, you know, I was lucky to have the right strategy, and that in the end brought us back to second position. But Felipe didn't stop pushing, so it was quite hard until the end of the race. So we had to fight, but obviously, you know, another 1-2 finish for the team. I'm very happy. Good points today. Obviously, I know I would lie to you if I would say I'm very pleased with second. Of course, I wanted to win, but you know, yesterday Mark did a better job, and that's why today he totally deserves to win. He was quicker, so you know, it's a good fight among us. So I'm very happy and looking forward for the next races. I think our car is competitive, so looking forward.
Congratulations. Felipe, special button or not, it was a fighting drive by you today, lots of wheel-to-wheel action to bring you your first podium of the season.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I miss to be here. So I miss to be in the top 3. But anyway, it was a fantastic race. We did a fantastic start, passed many cars. Struggling a lot with the soft tires at the beginning, like most of the people. But you know, fortunately, I could manage to stay in front, Sebastian, and managed to put down a good pace after a while when we put the second set of tires. I think that was very important for the race. You know, to have a good pace on that stage of the race. So no, I'm very happy. I'm happy with everybody in the team. Did a great job on the strategy, on the pit stops. So I think, you know, having a good result like this, podium, will definitely motivate the people to keep working, keep pushing hard, and preparing the good car for the end of the championship, and especially another great car for next year.
But the crate car for this year belongs to Mark Webber. Congratulations to him. He picks up his first ever win in Formula One. So there you go. Red Bull lead the way. It's a Red Bull 1-2 for the 3rd time this season, but the first time that Mark Webber has finished in front of his teammate. Congratulations to Nico Rosberg. Williams again putting in a great show. Nico, of course, came 5th in Silverstone. There's the Brawn GP car of Rubens Barrichello. We'll hear from Rubens Barrichello very shortly. He's got some very strong views on how the race went today. Timo Glock for Toyota sitting back there just in front of Nick Heidfeld in the BMW Sauber. BMW again having a very tricky weekend indeed. A shame for Nelson Piquet. He out-qualified his teammate for the first time in his career, but he slipped back. And heartbreak for Adrian Sutil. He was looking at points. In fact, he was sitting 2nd, came out of the pit lane and had a coming together with that man there, Kimi Räikkönen, and at the back, Sebastian Bourdais. Is that the last time we'll see him in Formula One? Right, let's have a look at how the driver standings looking at the moment and take a look at that. Sebastian Vettel is the new challenger for the Drivers' World Championship. He's right there just behind Jenson Button. Rubens Barrichello slips down to 4th. A great weekend again for Mark Webber. And let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship. It was once a 43.5 point gap. It's now just 19.5 points. So Rubens Barrichello slips down to 4th. Let's get his thoughts on today's race.
Rubens Barrichello is going so well. Where did it go wrong?
Well, I guess it's on the strategy, on the pit lane. It was a good show from the team how to lose a race today. For me, it's I'm terrible upset with the way things gone, because you know I did all I had to do. I had to go first on the first corner. That's all I did, and then they made me lose the race, basically.
What can you do from a driver's point of view? Will you sit down and talk about this? Because it's not the first time it seems to have happened.
I don't know. I mean, if it is really what's going on, it's we're gonna end up losing both championships, and that's even more terrible. So I feel sorry for myself. I feel sorry for the team. To be very honest with you, I wish I can get on the plane and go back home right now. I don't want to talk to anybody in the team because I don't want to understand. There will be a lot of blah, 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 and I don't want to hear that.
Are you saying the team are definitely favouring Jensen?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there was a good show how to lose a race today. I'm not saying that they favour anyone.
Wow, strong views from Rubens Barrichello. We'd very much invite your thoughts on this. Don't forget we'll be live on the red button for the F1 forum straight after our coverage here on BBC One, f1@bbc.co.uk to email in your thoughts. A good show on how to lose a race, not something that Ross Brawn likes doing, and today is not something that Rubens Barrichello enjoyed.
No, I'm in shock really that Rubens has spoken like that. You know, it's great that he wears his heart on his sleeve, but why would he publicly question his team without having gone and spoken to them first of all? It's just remarkable behaviour. That's either a man that knows that he doesn't have a seat for next year, or his emotions are, of having this opportunity and yet he still hasn't won a Grand Prix, or just completely playing with his judgment. I'm very surprised at that.
And Eddie, you know the guy very well indeed. You look pretty perplexed listening to him there.
Well, I thought after all these years, I mean, he drove for Jordan for 4 years. He was exemplary. But he has, David, quite right, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He says it how it is without knowing sometimes all of the information. He's not to know that the fuel rig gave up on him, that there was a mistake, which is not a human mistake. It was a mechanical error. And I think he has to first question those points before he starts opening his mouth. It's always easy to be wise in hindsight, but in this case, I think Rubens, for me, he's made a mistake. He's opened his mouth. These are the people who are paying his wages, who are making it possible to have the platform for him to be a successful sports person. How can he do this? This is a grave mistake in my view.
Well, hopefully we'll get Ross Brawn's reaction to that during the F1 forum. But if you'd like to see the race highlights again this evening and see exactly what Rubens Barrichello wasn't happy about, then you can do just that. 7 o'clock this evening on BBC Three for the highlights of the Formula One German Grand Prix. And in 2 weeks' time, the 26th of July, we'll be in Hungary, live from Budapest. Join us on BBC One for that. And of course, that weekend as well, there is some bikes. It's the British Grand Prix from Donington Park, which at the moment is where Formula One will be coming from next season. But there's also bikes before that in just a week's time. The bikes are here in Germany, July the 19th for the MotoGP German Grand Prix. Well, 5 Germans were desperate to win the race today, but it's actually the Wunderkind's teammate that grabs the victory. Right here in Germany, Mark Webber is the hero. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye-bye.
Hamilton's charging forward, and Hamilton's into the lead almost. Drive through for Mark Webber. Has wrecked his afternoon.
And is that goodbye? Bonsoir, merci.
Gibt uns eine Chance, doch können wir sie dann für immer und immer.
Drive from Mark Webber. And now it's going to be victory for Mark Webber.